What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Pod Scum. I am your host, Reckless Rexx Ruger, a.k.a. the one and only love child of Diamond David Lee Roth. Right there, that is Pops. The hard science will prove it conclusively before the end of 2025. My lawyers have assured me of this. The DNA testing is going to be conclusive. And we are going to prove once and for all what the mirror always tells me. And the mirror never lies, folks. The luscious blonde locks, the smoldering good looks. It is undeniable, folks, that you are looking at the son of glam, the front man for the band, adored by millions of fans, the peanut butter to your jam, Mr. Wham, Bam, thank you, ma'am, wop, bop, a loo, bop, a wop, bam, bam, shazam, hot damn. Ooh, it felt good to say that. And it's been a minute because I've been doing a lot of the boxing podcast, but now it feels good to do an episode of Pod Scum. Feels good to get one in there with an old friend of the show and a staunch supporter and a guy that I really love that has always shown the podcast love, whether it's the music podcast or the boxing podcast. He likes, he comments, he's a supporter. He's a supporter, and I love him for it, man. And the good news is he has a new project about to drop himself. So that's great news. And this is a project that I would love to implore music fans to check out. Of course, I'm talking about my boy, MIKE COULS, a.k.a. CHINO NOIR. You got to have an AK. Lord knows I got a few of them. Let me run mine down first. Diamond David Lee Roth, first of all, Rexx Ruger, a.k.a. Diamond David Lee Roth Jr., a.k.a. the son of glam, a.k.a. the hair metal high priest, a.k.a. the king of sleaze. Listen, I had a list around here at some point, man, but I won't go into it because it would be an hour-long episode in and of itself just to do my AKAs. But there are a lot of them, folks. Believe you me. And I'm super happy to have Mike on here. He is also a stalwart in the hardcore community, punk rock hardcore community. Been a member of many bands. Has held down the low end. That's the bass for you non-musicians out there. I myself fall into that category. But I do know that the bass is the low end. Holding it all together. The rhythm section. Sworn Enemy. Cold as Life. Terror. Agents of Man. You've also seen him pinch hitting in countless other bands. I can't even think. I mean, he's been in the Cro-Mags, Agnostic Front. Chances are, man, he has been a full-fledged member and or been a substitute / pinch hitter, if I can use some baseball vernacular, in many, many amazing bands. Just an all-around utility guy. Boom. I'm going to say it right there, man. The guy that you can just be like, hey, I got a tour starting in, I don't know, 5 fucking minutes. Can you learn a few songs? Boom. Done. There's your guy. Indispensable in the music world. And the good news is, as I said, he's got a project about to drop October 3rd. His new band is Supreme Mystic. And the full-length album is going to be called Kala Rupa. And I may have said that wrong. And when Mike gets on here, he can certainly correct me. And I hope he will, because if I did say that wrong, apologies. There are already a couple of singles that have already dropped from it already. Title track, Supreme Mystic, and also a track called Stealing Beauty. And listen, I hate to bind things up with genres. So at the liberty of slapping my own on it, I'm just going to read what the internet, who's never wrong, has already said about this sound that Mike has developed for this band. Stoner, grunge, post-hardcore. I don't even know what the fuck that means. I like this one the most, though. Both furious and transcendental. And that one I probably agree with the most because it's certainly heavy. Certainly plenty of balls. Cojones for my Spanish-speaking audience out there. But yet there is a very poignant beauty to it. And I think that probably has a lot to do with Mike's own spirituality and spiritual beliefs. It sounds like that they play a part in this, without a doubt. And of course, if I confer with my guest, hey, guess what? You know where I stand on editing. That won't be edited out, folks, because if I can digress for a minute and let you know my my stance on editing, I will not do it. I cannot do it. At 52 years old, life is happening and happening rapidly all around us. And I am going to record it all, raw, real, and unfiltered. And I'm leaving it all in there for posterity's sake. And you guys know where I stand on posterity. Listen, 100 years from now, I've said it before, I'll say it again, we are all going to be dead and gone, but we will still have this. We all know the internet is forever. And I want everyone to look back and say, hey, our boy Rexx, he kept it real. If I can drop a little street vernacular on you. And that's what I'm doing. I'm keeping it real. So he will be joining us. I'm excited to talk to him about the project. Super stoked to have him on. It has been a minute since we have actually caught up like this, but I'm very happy. And yes, to get back to Supreme Mystic, well, my guest is here, so let's get down to it and chop it up with him. Here we go, another episode of Pod Scum, putting another one in the books. And look at him, man. Confucius say, Confucius. You know how to make an entrance, my friend.
Yo, what's good, Rexx Triple X? How you
Listen,
doing,
man, I'm glad to have you on here, man. I'm glad we finally got a chance to do this, man. And listen, it has been a minute because I was just saying this in my little preamble. There's been a lot of I've been heavy with the boxing content. Haven't been slipping a lot of episodes of Pods come in here. Feels good to put the wig back on. I might actually be worried about myself a little bit. I've missed the wig.
Don't be worried, brother. You're a man of many hats.
Yeah,
as I
am. I tell you what. I tell you what. One I need though is that one that you're wearing. Where does a guy score a hat like that?
Oh, bro, you can't just. This ain't no any hat, bro. You know what I'm saying? This is a special hat, bro. But I did it for a reason because I wanted to impart with you an ancient Chinese secret.
Please. Wait a minute. You're not going to go into one of those detergent commercials, are you? That we used to see back in the 70s. I remember the ancient Chinese secret.
No, this is mad serious, though.
Okay.
Business. All right. Because in the ancient scrolls of Shaolin, bro, in the Wu-Tang book, Wu-Tang 101.
Yep.
Okay, we learned something very important, bro. We learned protect your neck.
Without a doubt. Yes, we did. Yes, our great American poets, the Wu-Tang Clan, did warn us to protect our necks. And we all know Wu is for the children.
Wu is for everybody, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Serious business, like I said. And protecting your neck, man, that's some solid, advice. It is, man. But I want to take it one higher. If I may.
Please.
You protect your neck, but brother, you got to protect your fucking mind.
Yes.
You got to protect your head.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying, bro? That's why I wear some gear. This shit's bulletproof. I don't know if you can tell, bro.
I can.
But I'm protecting my mind because, see, there's so many daily infiltrations, bro, trying to inject your mind with weakness and ignorance and divisiveness and doubt in yourself. You know what I'm saying, bro? And in the whole body, there's 9 gates, right? 7 of them gates is just dealing with your mind, bro. You got 2 eyes, 2 ears, 2 nostrils, and your tongue. That's 7 ways to infiltrate your mind, man. So that's serious business, bro. You got to protect your mind. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And let's not forget the asshole.
Well, that's a different gate, but that's a whole nother conversation. I suppose the piece of gula is the other gate, if you want to go all the way. But I think that's a whole nother podcast.
But you're right, though, man. You know what? And I think what you're speaking of, man, there is a lot of poison out there in today's world, man. There's a lot of ways, man, to weaken people, man. And you know what, man? I see it sometimes in this next generation, even concerned with my own grandkids, man, about the technology. I know we're not going to go backwards. You and I remember a simpler time. Pay phones, rotary phones, actual people holding conversations, you know what I mean? Not preoccupied by technology, but it's dangerous. It has its dangers.
It's very dangerous, but like we said before, you make the best use of a bad bargain. There's pluses and good shit with it too. But I feel like if we're gonna get real right off the rip, I feel like ratings and shit like that on TV, right? That used to be like a metric where they're trying to say, oh, what do people like? How can we whatever, right? But now the fucking mind control, you know what I'm saying? It's gotten so good. The algorithm has gotten so good that I don't even believe that there is no ratings no more. They just program that shit to try to program you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To tell you how they want you to feel, how they want you to respond. Like Netflix come up. This is the top 10. Who says that's the top 10?
Right.
That's really
right.
the top. That garbage is the top 10 things.
How do I know the rest of the world is watching this stuff? Right.
Nah, they're not. You know, they put on fucking Milo and Stitch from 20 years ago. That's number 3. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
That's what they want. They project what they want you to watch.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. You came out on fire. Public service announcements right out of the gate.
Right out the gate. And you know, this hat, check this out. Oh, beautiful. Shit.
Beautiful.
That's revolutionary, but gangster. That's what I'm saying. You can't just get no hat like that, bro. It's that's a special get.
And you know what that reminds me of right there, man? That reminds me of like the different colors in there too, man. Let's bring everyone together, right? I mean.
Oh, that you know what that is? That's the dead president's colors, right?
Okay.
That's revolutionary, but gangster, bro.
Yeah,
that is, shit, bro. Fucking the earth is green. You know what I mean, black like the fucking night, and like the void, and blood like red, bro. Because we all believe red. You know what I'm saying?
I'm glad you guys, you know what? And I was saying this in my little preamble, man, because obviously I start a little ahead of time. I do my little thing, check myself in the mirror,
I'm sorry it took me so long. No, listen, man. I had to eat something. I've been making movies, and look at this, bro. Ooh, I ate some good shit. Cause let me tell you something. I played a show yesterday, right? We had a lot of fun like we always do, but I have a window that I got to eat something, man. So I'm like, fuck, I got to eat. And there's these fucking Arabic dudes in the middle of the city. And they had a Coney Island, but they making Chinese food. That's mad suspect right there.
Yeah, that is.
Fuck it, I was hungry. I had to do something familiar. And I knew I just eat just a little tiny bit of it. That's why I had so much left. So I was like, yo, I'll get them fucking Chinese noodles, Mr. Arabic, sir. And he said this way, like hot, medium, mild. Motherfucker, I go to Thai restaurants. I got to tell them Asian hot. They don't make that shit hot enough, right?
Yeah.
So I said, yo, make that shit hot. Yo, Arabic boy, bro. Fucking Alibaba, bro. Aladdin, that dude made that shit hot as fuck, bro.
Yeah.
You know
so Asian hot.
Asian.
So what you're saying is Asian hot. When you drop that vernacular, that's a different kind of hot.
Yeah, if you go to a real spot and you tell them, "Yo, motherfucker, make that shit Asian hot," they know what's up. They just give you the horse. You know what I mean? And sometimes if you just get like like a little bit below that, but they're gonna oblige you. You might get a chuckle out of a waitress or whatever, but she's gonna go ahead and oblige you and tell the cook, and maybe the cook try to challenge your taste buds. But if you go to some whack spot and you tell them shit, they don't know, or shit go over their head, or they give it to you how they give it to white people anyway. You know what I mean? Whack, bro.
Right. And I notice this every time I'm in my local mall here, that when I see the little Chinese places, I know this is by no means authentic Chinese food, but when they come out from behind their little kiosk and they sit down and take a break, they're not eating the same shit they give to us.
Dang it. No, absolutely not.
No, they're eating. I noticed, man, that they're giving us stuff soaked in brown sauce and lots of MSG, and they're going out and eating very crispy, bright vegetables, white rice, none of that fried rice bullshit.
Why you think beige don't age, bro?
I know. You're right. See, they know what the Americans like. It's the gluttony. We want the salt. We want the thick sweet sauces.
It's true, man. It's sad what you can do. Like, shout out to I just, talking mad deep personal, but shout out to my boy about to leave his body, bro. And that's just because he liked what he likes.
Yeah.
And he lived his life liking what he likes. And unfortunately, man, he about to leave us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's sad. It's sad that just alcohol or salt or sugar or, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's such a crazy thing, man. You know what I mean? But you got to be careful what you want. So I'm saying protect your head, bro. Protect your mind first and foremost.
Words to live by, kids. Words to live by. Now, I'm excited, man. And of course, on the DL, man, you've been sending me some stuff from the new upcoming Supreme Mystic album, which I've been enjoying all of it, man. 2 singles are out there now, man. For the rest of you schleps that don't get first peep at everything, man. I have, man. But 2 songs are out there right now, man. But I don't want to mispronounce, because I know you're big into your spiritual side of your life. Rupa? Am I saying the name of the album right?
Yes, Rupa. So right here, the record don't come out until I don't know when this is gonna air, right? We in September right now, but October the record 3rd. Comes out October 3rd. Oh, very good. October 3rd, yes, sir. But see, I got it right fucking here.
Boom.
Look at that. I got the record right here. Pow, bam, surprise. Have you been going to any of our last couple shows? Even a couple that was out of town, we cheated because I tell everyone because I love them so much, and that's true. That's not cheating, but the record might be gone. The first pressing might be out before the release date, between headquarters and between what we got.
Right.
Damn, the 2 shows we got right now, I don't know if we're gonna have. You know what I'm saying?
No product.
So the record is called Kala Rupa. Okay. So in Sanskrit, Kala means time, right? Because time is running against you. It forces you to act, which is actually a good thing. You know what I'm saying? But don't matter how smart you are, you ain't gonna outthink it. Don't matter how rich you are, bro, you can't buy a moment back.
Right.
No matter how good looking you are, kid,
right.
It will take you away when the body goes. That outer beauty gonna go.
Yep.
That's why you work on your inner beauty, son. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No matter how strong you are, none of that. You can't defeat time. And Rupa is the form of. So in this case, it's time as in the form of the great annihilator. That everything material, everything temporary is going to take it away from you. You know what I mean? Even these bodies, even every false identification we have. So the point is, what do we do with the time that we have? You know, how can we get in tune with our inner star player, our inner gangster?
Right.
You know what I mean? And get what we're supposed to do. What's the perfection of human life? What is the ultimate goal? How can it be realized here? You know what I'm saying? So the album is like a little bit of a journey, and it's, you know, like I told you before, and when we talked before, things were like a little bit more theoretical, or we was recording, but no one heard nothing. So now, I mean, yeah, shit's out. We've been playing shows for a year and a half and shit like that's been going fantastic. And you know, now things are actually happening and manifesting. But the journey of the record itself, man, I think the sequencing is real dope. I feel like I heard this shit 5,000 times in the studio, but until I actually put that fucking vinyl on, heard that was like the first time I heard it. I was so happy, bro. You know what I mean? I was like, wow, man. So but yeah, the whole record is kind of like it's a relatable quest. You know what I mean? It's something we can all relate to in our everyday lives. But it's going to take you through that journey that is going to keep bringing you to there's something deeper. There's something deeper.
And so by you saying that, it does sound like you know, that it is, for lack of a better term, a conceptual album. I hate to use the word concept album, but you do have a message threaded within this album.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's always a surface level that, you know, again, we try to just keep that relatable and keep it street, keep it, you know, of what we all go through. You know what I mean? But there's a deeper esoteric meaning to every track, and I get different things. You know, every night we get dudes bobbing along into it. Yo, that's dope. You know what I mean? And then, but there's always someone, yo, what is that you were saying? Or, yo, I like that you said that right there, whatever. And if you come to our shows, not only do we got, you know, badass black shirts and gear and everything that we got, and the record and all, but we also distribute books, transcendental literature, and they're, you know, for $5. I mean, it's not a profit motive. It's to get the books out. And every day I pray, like, man, I hope this book finds the right person. Last night, this girl got a book. It was the last one I had of this certain particular book, The Science of Self-Realization. And she was like, yo, this was meant for me. She told me that. I wanted this book. This book was meant for me.
I believe that.
You know, yeah, she's like, I do this and that at home. I'm Boricua, I'm Mexican. I got a little altar at home. She told me, yo, this book was meant for me. And that's how I feel. I hope that these books find the right person. But sometimes, I mean, you know, sometimes it's just a couple. Sometimes people are really into it. And it's, you know, again, man, we don't get, I don't get in no big deep tangent when we're playing. We just do what we do, and we keep it kind of surface. But there's always people that want to go deeper. So it kind of exists in a duality that way. You know what I mean? You just want to have fun and bob your head. We there to have a good time. We can have fun. We can smile.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But if you want to get down, you want to get a little bit deeper. There's something for you too. So
I want to get deeper. So that means I need a Lost Horizon, Syracuse, New York show. I need gear, and I might need some of this literature. I oftentimes get a little out of balance, as you can imagine. I work in healthcare, which oftentimes drains you very mentally and emotionally when you come home from work. You know what I mean? I'm a nurse during the day. I got 6 grandkids running around here that I'm very involved with, man. I sometimes feel like I lose my balance, and I have tried. And the problem with me is I got to get more consistent with it. I've been trying though, man, like with the guided meditations, putting on the headphones, and it does help. It does help. I just got to make time for it. As you talked about, like time being so important, man, I got to make sure that I set time aside every day and make it a priority.
Got to keep the main thing the main thing.
Yes, I do. That seems to be my problem, like with a lot of things. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure a lot of people can relate. Like when you go to a gym or something, you get a membership, you go like crazy for the first 3 months, and then suddenly you start falling off a little bit. You know what I mean? Like with things, you know?
That's why you got to keep it. I mean, like, look, right? Any discipline that there is, like, you know, we all know Malcolm Gladwell. You know, what was the book? Not The Tipping Point, but Outliers.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
10,000 hours. Whoever was proficiently an expert at any craft, whatever it is,
Right.
10,000 hours. If you were an athlete, if you were a boxer,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? If you're a musician, if you want to be the president, if you want to, whatever, you're a computer hacker, a dancer, a fucking ballerina, whatever you're going to be a master of 10,000 hours when this is the conception of doing that.
Right.
So, you know, like yogis be training themselves on the meditation. Yogis be training themselves on the thoughts at the time of death. Like to imagine to be able to control your mind that much at the time of death, that you can be focused like that. Because no one tells you if you want to be the president, no one would be like, you know, that's cool, but do it in moderation.
Right.
You want to be the fucking rock star. No one's, do that in moderation.
Right.
You're going to be a fucking pro, you know, whatever, basketball player, football. No, just, you know, to do that moderation.
Right.
You go and get your doctorate. Nah, man, you got to be all in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So what's to say of like the ultimate thing, the ultimate goal, the ultimate the ultimate fucking evolution. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. So it's got to be pretty satisfying to you after these shows then, man, as a musician, you know, to not only enjoy seeing people bobbing their head, as you say, and enjoying the music, though, but when they do tap into what you're trying to say and you realize that message is being heard. Talk to me a little bit about how satisfying that is as a musician to be like, hey, people are not only feeling the music, man, but they're hearing my message.
Well, I mean, to be honest with you, like I'm shocked because the record ain't even out yet.
Right.
You know, like you said, there's only 2 singles. You know, one of them, Supreme Mystic, the namesake of the band. We got a visualizer, and you know, we put out the first video for kind of the lead single, Stealing Beauty. And I mean, we've been playing most of this time with no music and no nothing, and we just show up and get down. And
right,
you know, we have a sound where we've been playing with thrash bands, we play with hardcore bands, we play, you know, metal ass. You know, these niggas last night had spikes and shit on their shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're metal, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And but we play with rock bands and stoner rock bands and grunge bands, and everywhere where we've been playing, man, we've been getting a great response. You know what I'm saying? We'll flip the shit a little bit. Maybe we'll do a Motorhead cover. Well, we'll play a Bowie cover or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I want to do a Tears for Fears cover, man.
Why not?
Why not? But the thing is, I'm shocked at like how it's been going at this point with no record out. Nobody knows us. We've been playing all over. You know, obviously this is we in motherfucking Detroit.
Yep.
So we've been playing all around here, but we've been getting out around the state: Lansing, Ann Arbor, Bay City, Sagnasty, Traverse City, Grand Rapids. But now we've been going out of state. We've been playing a lot of shit in Ohio. Louisville's like our second home. Yo, we played Louisville. Yo, we had an all-girl mosh pit. It was so gangster, bro. There's nothing more that reaffirmed my conviction to be a front man than the all-girl mosh pit. That was awesome. You know what I'm saying? We've been playing in PA a lot. We've been getting out a little bit further. And there's a bunch of shows about to get announced that we're getting out of town a little bit. So
all right, let's make sure we get a Syracuse one in there. Let's go.
We're working on it. We'll get to you.
Yeah, I mean, come on, man. We have one of the more legendary dive bars. You're familiar with the Lost Horizon, you know? I mean,
very familiar.
Yeah. I mean, you know,
I told you I can't say it sucks to say this and not be able to tell the story, but the first time I met Lorenzo from Sworn Enemy, before, unbeknownst to me, I lived in a van with that fucking animal that I love so much for 4 years.
Yeah.
We was on tour for 4 years together, but the first time I met Lorenzo, and the first thing he ever said to me was in that bar. That was epic, and I can't repeat it for your audience's virgin ears, your all ages audience. What that conversation was.
Well, no, because I make sure I circumvent that, Mike, because when I put these episodes up, regardless, because sometimes I can't remember where the conversations went. So to get around that, I always check when you're going to put a video up for content creators out there. I always choose, no, it's not meant for kids. That way I get around it. That way they can't red flag me. And you know what? And you know what? There are some conversations that probably are wholesome enough, but just because there might be an F-bomb dropped here and there or something maybe talked about inappropriate, I just cover your own ass, you know?
Better to play it safe.
Better to play it safe. Better to play it. Yeah, it is. It is. And so, yeah, I want to read some of the descriptions that I've heard, because I sometimes don't like to buy into genres either. So I'm glad you brought it up, and I want to know where you guys fit. Now, I have heard stoner. I've even heard grunge, which I didn't even know people even still use that term fucking post 1995. But apparently they do. Right? post-hardcore. But the one that I found the most poignant and beautiful, man, and I don't know how this will strike your ears. I can't even cite the website that I saw this on, man. But Supreme Mystic is furious and transcendental.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay,
furious. I think furious in the fact that the music is certainly, and I don't want to get blurred by the fact that you're talking about the mysticism and the messages in there. It is heavy, though. It's heavy.
Yeah, that's always going to be a part of what we do. We get down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We're gonna bring that full momentum. We're gonna bring the power. But as we dub ourselves, and a couple people, Lorenzo, actually the first one's like, "Yo, I love that you dubbed that shit your own term."
Yeah.
But what we call it is we refer to ourselves. We are mo metal death rock.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying, bro?
I like that.
We mo metal because we from Detroit. We mo metal, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We listen to Motown, bro. You know what I mean? We got a natural. We got a thing going on. You know what I'm saying? And we death rock because we a bunch of ill motherfuckers.
Yeah. And there's certainly swag. and there's certainly always been swag associated with anything that comes out of Detroit. I mean, even though you make a great point. Even those Motown guys back in the day, they all had swag.
Detroit is just a cultural. It's a fucking. It's the barometer of the working class people everywhere. We talked about this last time. You know what I'm saying? And it's just a cultural explosion meeting place for whatever that it is. You know what I mean? Whatever's in the air or in the water, whether it be pollution or fucking nutrients.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The MC5. The MC5 started 2 miles from where I grew up. Like that's their hood. That's where the MC5 started. Motown revolutionized everything and everybody, bro.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And John Brennan, Negative Approach. That's the first dude that was that hard on a microphone. You know what I mean?
Right.
Calling it, fucking hardcore. You know what I'm saying, bro? Detroit's the shit, man. Alice Cooper, Shock Rock, all that shit, Iggy. You know what I'm saying, man? Detroit is Detroit, bro. And that ain't even getting into jazz and blues and fucking badass players that played on this and played on that. You know what I mean? Detroit's a world-class city. And right now, with downtown being like a whole nother planet, totally different than when I grew up.
Yeah.
It's fucking incredible, man. It is. It's a cultural phenomenon. Music is fucking blowing up. There's so many good bands and music and clubs and art and food and it's pretty awesome, man. I'm glad I made it back.
Now, I was reading your resume before you got in here. You mentioned Sworn Enemy, Cold as Life, Terror, Agents of Man. Plus, I said that you're also like one of those guys who is, for lack of a better term, to coin a baseball term, you've pinch hit. You've stepped into a lot of bands, man. In the 11th hour, when someone might say, "Hey, we need a bass player, man, and our tour leaves in 5 fucking minutes. Let's call Mike." You know what I mean? You're the guy. Insert you in there, man. So you're indispensable. You're like a utility guy, man. If a band needs to tap your services, other than all the bands that you've been in, but most people would know you as a bass player. What's the transition like, Ben? Now for Supreme Mystic, you are, for lack of a better term, the front man.
Correct.
Yeah.
Well, definitely like I said before, man, playing bass, man, I'm pro. Put me in front of 100 people, put me in front of 1,000, put me in front of 5,000. I play bass. I've done it my whole life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I've been playing shows in nightclubs since I was 13, 14 years old, leaving the state at 16, leaving the country at 19. I played bass and bass shakes the place. You know what I mean? I'm real good with that. But singing, man, that transition to sing, see, I just got to the point where I'm too old to invest my time into suckers. You know what I'm saying? I don't got the time or the energy to do that, to have to rely on somebody like that. You know what I mean? I mean, no offense to anybody, but it's just like, especially when someone's real fucking good, bro, it almost, there's like all kind of other problems that happen when you actually get someone. If you can find someone that is that good, but then there's so many other things, you ain't going to count on nobody more than yourself.
Right.
And no one's going to love it more than you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And as I said before, man, my reasoning was that was a reason. And my other reason was I just didn't want to make any compromises with the message and the elation and spreading these things. So I just had to get in touch with my inner fucking star player and figure out how to do it. I'm not saying I'm great at it, but like we said before too, a lot of my favorite singers ain't the best singers. You know what I mean? They just dope. They do it. So I just say, you know what? I'm gonna have to fucking, I got, I'm just trying to tell you, I got two balls. Grab me the hand, fucking squeeze them, and let's get at it, bro. So it took me a while. I'm gonna tell you something that helped me out. I'm gonna just shout out someone that I love very much, Keith Caputo from Life of Agony. I love you so much.
Great.
Keith gave me his warm-up tapes, what he does before he goes on stage every night. It's like, bro, it's like a $300 lesson. And at the time that
a bona fide legend.
Yeah, but it's like at the time that they was blowing up, I mean, he probably had vocal trainers that probably taught, Mick Jagger and like huge singers or whatever.
Right.
As him playing the piano, going through the thing, and it really helped me get into key, especially in the studio. So on this record, I was really just trying to be in key and find my voice. The first couple of shows we played, as good looking as we are or whatever, I hear the shit. I'm like, oh man, I fucking hate hearing my voice. But the more and more we did it, I'm getting so much more comfortable with it, and it's going so much better, and it keeps improving. So, and we don't want to get on no plateau, man. I'm happy to do what we're doing. I'm happy people are liking it. And now on what where we're going next creatively, I'm trying to really find where to project, how to get a little bit higher. You know what I'm saying? Now that we in key, and you'll see things evolve, hopefully.
And so talk to me a little bit about the creative process of this album, because you are conveying a message. Is that creative door open for the other guys in the band, or are these all like these songs are all visions of you? And if not, future projects, will the creative door be open for the other members of the band?
We talked about this before too, man. I mean, I'm not George Michael.
Right.
I never consider myself to be like a solo artist. You know what I mean? And I definitely love the collaboration and bouncing ideas off of each other. When you play with different people, this might change, that might change.
Right.
I'm the primary writer, and for this record, I had a collaborator originally who we collaborated on 2 songs. We wrote one together. One he wrote and I arranged. Everything else I pretty much wrote for this record. And like I said, man, I had to replace 2 irreplaceable people, so I got 2 more irreplaceable people, and their spin and just their magic has blessed the project. You know what I mean? And then we got a keyboard player. His whole touch brought a whole nother dimension and elements of the thing. So we've found ourselves on this body of work. But on the next body of work, we just started the writing process. This record done. This record going to come out. All we got to do is go play. That's cool. We know the songs. You know what I mean? It's time to start getting ready for the next shit, so that we don't get to a point where we feel pressured to write. Because creativity, man, you can't force it. You get like sand. You hold it too tight, it slips through your fingers.
Right.
You hold it too loose, the wind will take it away. You got to hold that shit just right, and you got to let it be. You got to let it happen when it happens. So, there's no loss in getting ahead. So in getting ahead, I think that this next piece will definitely be a lot more collaborative with everybody involved. We might collaborate a couple outside dudes. I'm saying I want to write a song. I'm gonna shout out to my boy fucking Jimmy B. He's a riff master, bro. They gang. He's in a band called Convulsus. Yeah, I think Convulsus to me in Michigan, if you ask my personal opinion, they're the most gangster metal band in Michigan right now. That's my personal opinion.
Okay.
I think they're awesome. They put out one record or EP. They're about to put out the next one. And Jimmy, he's a riff machine, man. So we already talked about maybe writing a song or 2 together, getting together,
nice.
Collaborating.
Yeah, sure.
And
the door's open.
We open to it, man. We open because I want a perspective challenge. I want to get outside the box. I don't want to be a parody of nothing. Right. And what I love about this record is, as you heard the record, it's hard, but it's got a lot of it varies. It has a common thread. You know what I'm saying? It has a commonality. You know what I'm saying? But stylistically, man, there's some variations, man. And a lot of people like that, the mix of the band. That is not just like some cookie cutter. It sounds like a lot of bands are like that now.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, we are this band and that band. Or they heard this record. I want to be like this. And I mean, it's sad because if you think about it, man, there ain't no more infrastructure that invests in artistry. You know what I'm saying, bro? That's why you ain't got no Princes and Led Zeppelins and whatever, you know what I'm saying? Because there's no infrastructure. It's like if someone is that artistically inclined, they're gonna find a way. And God bless punk rock and do it yourself. And I'm glad that those ethics are in us, because it has to be in you now if you want to do it, because no one's gonna help you do it. And once someone does it and it's successful or it catches on or people are paying attention, then, you know, all the vultures and the werewolves, they all come in at the same time. All the vampires want a little taste of that blood.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying, bro?
Yep.
And I feel like now, whether it be by if it's a purposeful thing or it's just the consequence or whatever, it's just all about like getting your attention span, and they don't care how cheap it is, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like Black Sabbath, right? They played the Top of the Pops, and they had all all the Beatles fans or whatever, and they didn't like that shit because they were like, yo, they knew then. They didn't get lost in the ego. They were like, yo, these people are going to be gone next year.
These aren't my people.
We want fans that's going to, and look at that shit. We want fans that's going to last and be here. That's a different type of thing. That's a genuine reception. You know what I'm saying, man? All this just attention shit. And like a lot of times, like the dumbest shit is getting the most attention.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? Like the more dumbed down it is, it's stupid. So is it on purpose? They trying to dumb you down by grabbing your attention? Is it a magic trick, or is it just a reaction of just there's no infrastructure investing in artistry, and the quality of the stock is getting down and the quantity is going up? Because, like, let's face it, right? First and foremost, man, let's talk about the genuineness. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of music, not just the classic shit, but like if I come see your band and you dope, and I'm telling you, I'm a fan of you now.
Yeah.
You know, my man, I'm gonna shout out my man Sebastian from Dripping. He was talking about this. He made a post the other day. He was talking about the same shit. He's like, you know, I'm a fan. But then what happens is all these fans, they see some shit, and the internet make it so easy, and everyone got a Facebook, and I can go to Guitar Center, and I'm fucking got the top score on Guitar Hero, and now I'm in a band, and now we competing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It ain't even really competition because, you know, that shit's whack. But at the same time, it ain't really a competition when you are a genuine fan.
Right.
You know, instead of getting an artificial competition, you should be a genuine fan, man. So, you know, is it purposeful? Is it consequence? It's probably a little bit of both, actually.
And do you sit around when you're doing a project like this? Because you do make a good point. You know, the public, the attention spans are a lot less than they used to be. People don't consume music the same way. They don't just drop a needle on an album and go for the journey. You know, it's a track by track world. Do you give a lot of thought to a project as to how many tracks? How long do I want this project to be? Are my deeper tracks going to get listened to? As an artist, do you think about that? Does it conscientiously enter into the equation?
That's all post-production shit.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That ain't something you conceive of when you're doing it. When you tap the muse and it comes to you, you just answer the muse and you do it. You know what I'm saying? Like you're like in an ideal circumstance, the ideal shit is you so in touch with it and you writing. You know what I'm saying? And let's say you come out with 20 fucking songs. But an album now with the attention span, you know, you put more than 8 tracks on a record, you kind of just you're wasting the tracks. You ain't gonna get paid no more. No one's gonna soak them in. They're gonna forget. There ain't no more 18 track record unless you know you've got some short, sweet punk rock shit in every one of your songs. 2 minutes. Right. You know what I'm saying? So
well, even long gone are the days of even a band like Metallica can't even put out like a 70, 80-minute album like they used to do. You know, I mean,
because it's just you ain't, you know, it ain't getting nowhere. So I think ideally, man, you write the 20 songs. But after you write it, then the thought in post-production is, okay, what's the best 8? Hopefully you got 16 out of them 20. Maybe you know 4 of them is like, okay, that's good, but it's just good. It's, you know, we got better. Hopefully you got 16 songs that you're listening to like, yo, these are bangers. What's the best 8? I can't even decide. Okay, I got it to 12, but I only need 8. Man, I can't even. I was like ask my friend to help me out because you know what I mean. There's so much good shit here, and then you get it down to that best 8, and that's your record, and you got more shit in the vault. That's the perfect scenario, but that's not like a conscious. You can't consciously think I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. It ain't going to come out like that. You know what I mean? It can't be that's not going into the process. You can't think like that.
With that being said, do you also think though about because obviously there's such an influx of music on the streaming sites. Not saying that all of it is good or necessarily worthy of being listened to, but there is a lot out there to consume. We're busy. We've only got so many hours in the day to listen to music. People get so worried about being yesterday's news. Do you think about how fast? I know the album isn't out yet, but do you think about how fast you follow it up? You know what I mean? What's the right answer to how often you put out an artistic project? Remember back in the day that used to be cookie cutter. Remember, you'd put out an album, you'd tour, you'd support it, and every 2 or 3 years, give or take, you were putting something out. That used to be like the industry formula, I guess.
Well, I think that's kind of how long it takes for you to get behind it, the record to come out, you to get behind it, you to tour your ass off, it to hit its peak, and then now on a business, strategic angle, you got to come up with the follow up because a first record, they give their shit, they're investing in you. The second record, they're breaking even. This is how it used to work. The third record, bam, now everyone's
making money.
And the more you can keep that going, the more it's going to come in. And then it's harder to keep it going at that point.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? On a creative level, you probably just so goddamn sick of playing Enter Sandman every fucking day for a year, 2 years, 3 years. It's time to write. Like, I want to write another fucking song because that's how artists and creative people are.
You've gone every corner of the world and played Enter Sandman. There's nobody left that hasn't heard it.
So now it's time to write something else creative.
Yeah.
So that's probably like a little bit of the 2-pointed coin, and I guess that really hasn't changed, but maybe how fast the cycles go, how quick they're forgotten, how much can you get behind it. Everything is definitely oversaturated, but you've never had a better an easier opportunity, I guess, to get shit to people so quickly and easily, like literally, the whole world's in your hands type of shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's the good thing, man. And I hear a lot of people. I mean, I'm old. Sometimes I complain too because I like my shit that I like or whatever. And certain genre, like for me, it's hardcore. I like the old shit that I like, and I hear the new bands. And I'm gonna say there's a couple new bands. The ones that I hear that I like, I like.
Right.
Good for them. Good for the little young generals. Go get it. You go get it. You go get yours. You know what I mean?
Someone's got to carry the torch. Right.
Yeah, but sometimes for me, it just sounds like, man, that just sounds like this and that. It don't sound like nothing new, nothing whatever happening. But then when you hear like new artists in any genre that are fucking dope, it's like, wow, they really nailed it, or they really combined some shit in such a unique way, or they took it up to another notch, or they made it something that never was before. And I guess that's the beauty of evolution and artistry. But again, no one's investing in that, man. You got to invest in yourself.
Right. So take me through a little bit about the origins of how Supreme Mystic starts. Obviously, I just mentioned your resume. You've been a stalwart in the hardcore world. You've been in amazing hardcore bands, substituted and/or toured, or been involved with so many other great hardcore bands. What was the birth of this project? Are you sitting around and just getting the itch to do something different, something that you're in charge of? How does it all start?
For a creative person, and when you've been doing it your whole life, like I've been doing it my whole life, it's the only way I know how to feel normal.
Yeah,
it's the only way I know how to I have to do something creative, or I'm gonna go crazy. I'm already crazy. We crazy. Right. I hear shit in my head, things happen. Yeah. I gotta expel it and exercise it. So yeah, many years I was blessed to be in many bands. I was part of many bands, and then there was times when I just had so much work playing for anybody, whether I was in the band or not. You kind of even just take it for granted. I always had fucking work. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the bands I played for were bands that I was lucky enough that I grew up a fan of that band. I loved that band. You know what I'm saying, man? And then got that point. Like I said, for me, I had my daughter. And my life changed, and I had to like reassess my life and traveling. What am I gonna do? Like now, my daughter just started high school. It's
wow,
a little bit different. It's wild.
Yeah,
it's wild, bro. But my daughter's first born, man. I remember being in, South America, Australia, Japan, and being like, because I think I said this last time. A person's comfort zone is to be at home. Like you always say, your creature comforts. You know,
Right.
you want to
Right.
be at home.
Yep. Yeah.
And but when you're on the rock and roll pirate ship, you're used to being gone. That's your comfort zone. That's your family. You a nomad. You a fucking soldier. You a
Right.
warrior. You always somewhere else. You a performer. And I guess when I had my daughter, I still had it in me. I still wanted to go, but now I really be missing home. And then I would get home so excited, and I remember getting home, being gone on some far off land, whether it was in The Hobbit or The Lord of the Rings or wherever the fuck I was,
Right.
Narnia. And I
Right.
got back, and my little sweet baby I love more than anything in the world, looking at me like, who the fuck are you, man? I
Right.
know who the fuck you are. Not impressed.
Not so
That was
little anymore.
whack.
Right.
Not
Yeah.
impressed. So things change up, but I went through a period where I think we talked about this before too. You know, my mother passed away. Worst thing that ever happened to me. My
Yeah.
dog got hit by a car. My grandmother died. My aunt died. You know, all that shit happened in like 5-6 months. And I started coming out of it. And then my best friend Paulie, Antoniani, rest in peace. Paul, the legendary Paulie Nonek. You know, one without a second, man. I fucking miss him every day, man.
Yeah.
And it really fucked me up. And I couldn't just turn to music right away. It was not the automatic outlet. So it forced me to evolve, and it forced me to grow. And when I came out the other side of it, I felt I was mad creative. Now it was time. Like I just knew instinctively and intellectually and in every kind of way, and even now spiritually, that it was time for me to get into action and to do what I do. So, that's kind of how the impetus of the band started. But like I said, man, you wanna fly with the eagles or you wanna water with the ducks. If you wanna soar with eagles, you better go get yourself a Shred Master fucking Flex OG to play guitar.
Absolutely.
And that's
You
what
need
I
one.
did. I got Mr. Alfredo Riojas. And everybody that like from around my way, when I was growing up, the dude, I was always the youngest kid. You know what I mean? The people I looked up to that was older than me, they all looked up to him. You know what I'm saying? He's the man around my way. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So he was naturally one of the first people I had to go up to. Be like, yo, Alfie, man, was good. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So that's my main man. So and anyone that sees him around here, that the people that know him know that he's a secret weapon. You know what I mean? But people that don't know, like when we play shit out of town and play with some, my old friends or bands I used to be in or whatever, they seem to like, yo, this guitar player wild. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
And for me, I don't play with no whack drummers, bro. I played with some of the very best drummers in the genres that I was in, hands down. I play bass, bro. I don't play with whack drummers. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Right.
So I had to get with Mr. fucking Jeff Shankin, aka Shank motherfucking Nasty, because he hits them drums. You know what's funny? We did it last night too. They'll be like, okay, we're doing a line check. And he'll hit the drum and he'll play nice, and he's got a good sound. But like he hit it kind of like me. He don't hit it like he's gonna hit it
Right.
when we play.
Right.
He'll like hit it or whatever. And we start playing. This motherfucker beating on that shit like animal, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And every sound is like, damn, you know what I mean?
And you have to be in sync with him, obviously, because you share a rhythm section with him. So that is important for you to have a drummer that you can, be in sync with.
Absolutely. And, I grew up a fan of his because he was in a band from Detroit called Universal Stomp. And then he also played in another legendary band from Detroit called Earth Mover. Actually, if they do reunions, whenever that is, by the grace of God, one's coming up, I hope.
Yeah.
He plays with them too. And kind of like, Detroit got the big three automakers, you know what I mean? Like Ford, Chevy, GM or whatever, or
Right.
Ford, Chrysler, GM, right? So back then in like the 90s, the big three at hardcore was Cold as Life, Universal Stomp, and Earth Mover. And I always wish we did like one show together, even when like two would play together.
Right.
Wild.
Yeah. It's a
wild.
throwdown.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
kind of between me and him, we kind of represent the big three. Not even
Right.
that,
Right.
all those things are active now. But and I got to fill in with him before in Stomp, and then we played in a rock project with my guitar teacher. We played in a rock project together for him or whatever. And we just played great together. We know that we played great together. You know what I mean? So
it makes sense.
Yeah. You got the guy behind you. You don't want to have to look behind you. You just want to look forward and know that this dude killing it behind you.
Right.
You know so we got a dynamic of the band. And actually, I'm gonna say this too, because a lot of people don't know. We actually added a second guitar player too. You know what I mean?
Okay.
My man Starzik, man, Aaron Starzik. So we got a dynamic of the band. Alfie is the brains. Jeff Shankin is the muscle, right? My guitar teacher, my guitar player, he's a shredder. He's a brains. He's a Berkeley musical graduate. He teaches music for a living. He's a brains. Okay, Shank Nasty back there pounding that shit. He's the muscle. Me, I'm the looks.
The looks. I was gonna say, of course, the looks. The front man's got to be the look. Yeah, you have to.
Louise playing the keys. That nigga's a wild card. He's
Okay.
a wild card son. But Starzig, man, our newest addition that we just played 3 shows together, but he's gonna kind of get like announced very soon, man. He's the heart, man. He's just such a good kid, man. He's just all heart and authenticity. Everything else you can evolve. Everything else you can, equipment you can buy that shit or come up with it, but
Right.
you can't buy authenticity and heart. He got it. So it's a good unit now. It feels really good. We played 3 shows with the second guitar player, and it feels really good, man.
And in the hardcore world, particularly, but just in music in general, it is hard nowadays to get a solid lineup and get everybody rowing in the same direction and kicked in and motivated. So this feels like everybody's in it and going to be in it going forward. This feels like a good rock solid lineup.
At this moment, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, but time has a funny way of whatever, man.
Right.
Or our journeys, if they coalesce. I mean, I'm always idealistic. I'm always enthusiastic,
Right.
and I love everybody, man. And I always want everyone to stay together. But I've been through so many different bands and situations, man. And as an idealistic kid, and you know what I'm saying, man? Sometimes parting ways with people get sad. You love them. You can always be boys, and sometimes you have not so mutual breakups and shit like that.
Funny enough, that point came up the other day in my episode with Will Shepler and Craig Satari, because you do look on Wikipedia and you see, oh my God, Agnostic Front has had 80 past members. You know what I mean? Like, or you know what I mean? Like everybody that's picked up an instrument in New York City has been through that band at one point or in time. You know what I mean? And I don't think it's obviously. I think it's more to the point that you're saying. It's not that they don't know that they're in a great band, and who wouldn't want to be in a legendary band like Agnostic Front. But you're right. Circumstances changes. What goes on in people's lives changes. They can be in a band, they can't be in a band. They've got this going on, they've got that going on. Because you would look at a band and you would think, why would anybody leave if you're into hardcore? Why would you leave Agnostic Front? What a great gig, But yet there it is, black and white. It's that way with a lot of bands.
Yeah, when I was younger, man, I mean, sometimes I'd get mad at somebody, even if my friend were, yo, what the fuck? Or, there'd be feelings like that. But now that I'm older, man, I just realized, man, everyone's got their own quest, man. I want to wish everyone, before anything else, you know what I'm saying? Because what I love about the group that I got together right now, man, is everyone is a good dude and everyone's a good player. And you're going to spend that much time with somebody, man. Invest and surround yourself by good people you like being with, that you creatively great with, that you perform great with. And in this clique, it checks all the boxes. You know what I'm saying, bro? So yeah, I hope it lasts as long as it lasts, man. But if someone on a quest, if something different happens, if their journey and their path opens up another way, man, then first and foremost, man, I'm going to love them. I want to be happy for them. And I want the absolute best for them. I want the best for that person. Anything else, we had to keep it moving, man. That I gotta say, that Craig and Willie show, that was one of my favorite episodes of
Thank you. SCUM. Yeah, great
guys.
It
was dope because it was the merger of both worlds.
It was hybrid. It was hybrid.
You wear many hats, and we talked about it before. Actually, the interview I did with you before, we were talking about, you gotta get Craig in,
Yep.
And I was working on him then.
Yeah,
it took a while to get.
And I think I knew Craig was in the boxing, but I was even surprised to know that so was Will, has quite an extensive boxing background as well. So it was really truly a hybrid. Now talk to me a little bit about because I think we just kind of glossed over it. The spiritual aspects and undertones of the album. How do they align with your own beliefs? For people that might say, oh, geez, am I able to get it in this album? Will it speak to me if I'm not into the same doctrines or beliefs that Mike is into? Will this make sense to me? Will it be over my head? Will I understand it? What are your beliefs? What's the message here? And, maybe people that don't share the same beliefs, how will it impact them?
Well, something that is the truth is not threatened by things that are not. You know what I'm saying? Something that is true, it speaks for itself. You know what I'm saying, man? And, there's a lot of things that we see and that we don't see. I think human beings see 5% of the total light spectrum. You know what I'm saying? So 5% of the total light spectrum is
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everything is an audio frequency. We just exist in these little tiny frequencies. You
Right.
know what I'm saying, bro? So again, we try to, it's not like we're not trying to proselytize or like beat nothing down nobody's throat, man. We're there to have a good time. We're there to do our thing and to do it right and to do it good. And like I said, man, I mean, we played with death metal bands last night.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I seen the girl when I walked up. She was telling some dude there's a motherfucking wizard at the show, and this chick would ask the wizard unbaptize me. That's what she was saying. Unbaptize me. You know what I'm saying? We play for anybody, whatever you think, whatever you believe. But I think that there are universal truths, and that there's things that everyone's feeling. Everyone wants to be happy. You know what I'm saying? Everyone wants a genuine connection. You know what I'm saying? Everyone's looking for something, just like
Right.
the Rhythmic said all
Right.
those years ago.
Right.
You know what I'm saying, man? And what we offer, man, is ancient wisdom that, bro, it's just as true today as it was in ancient times. You know what I mean? Because if something is true, if something is meaningful, that's just, that supersedes time, that exists outside of time. Something that's eternal exists outside of time, man. And like I said, if you find your deeper connection, man, we're there to offer it. If not, we're there to have a good time, and we just smile. I don't care if you're an atheist, if you worship Baphomet, if you fucking worship the other Baphomet, the Pope.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
you probably want to get down, man. I got friends that are Muslim. I got friends that are Jewish, man. Everyone be you, man. Be happy, because if you find love of the supreme, man, whatever that your shit is, then you perfect in your quest. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, man?
Yeah.
And we just offering the spin that we offer. I mean, for me and my beliefs, I believe it's the root of all knowledge and all culture. Historically, there's a lot to back it up. It's a deep conversation. There's some really good books about it. It predates everything. You know what I'm saying? Sanskrit is the mother language of all languages. You know what I mean? Russian comes from Sanskrit. German comes from Sanskrit. Nordic
Right.
languages come from Sanskrit. Arabic comes from Sanskrit. You know what I'm saying, bro? Although our romantic languages are based on Latin. Latin comes from Sanskrit. You know what I'm saying, bro?
So if someone's talking to you right now, or they're watching this episode, like let's say, and they're saying specifically, wow, this guy seems like he's in a good place. Maybe they've listened to some of the songs. They're hearing what you're trying to convey. They like the attitude that you have, the sense of enlightenment that you might have. If they were to ask you specifically, hey, what, for lack of a better term, what religion, what do you believe? You know what I mean? Like, what do you tell people? Hey, here's what I specifically practice. Like you just mentioned, there's people that are Muslims, there's people that are Christians, there's people that are atheists.
What do I practice? I'm a Vaishnava. I'm a Vaishnava. You know what I'm saying, bro? That I'm a devotee of Lord Krishna.
Okay.
I'm a devotee of Lord Vishnu. And I'm a Vaishnava. I'm a Bhakta. You know what I'm saying, man? Some people would not know what that is, and they're gonna go Haribol.
Yeah.
Some people don't, man. You know what I'm saying? And we're here to offer you anything, man. Because if like when I've been a searcher my whole life. And sometimes I might find I grew up in a house that was full of books from the floor to the ceiling. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And my father's thing was always that, listen to what someone's saying, not necessarily who's saying it, because you can get lost in the cult of personality.
Right.
Someone might have 100 great, wonderful ideas, and might have one horrible idea. Someone might have 100 horrible ideas. They might got one banger truth that's like so good. You know what I'm saying? If you just
like Jim Jones, brother. Jim Jones probably knew a lot of shit, but maybe the Kool-Aid wasn't the best idea.
No, exactly.
Exactly,
man. So there's something for everybody, man, and come and get whatever's there for you, man. And that's it. No one's trying to, I'm not going to hold you down and put T-lock on your head.
Right.
You know what I'm saying, bro?
You will not get that in a Supreme show.
I'm not just going to cut off your tongue if you eat hamburger. You know what I mean? But it might not be good for you, and there might be a good reason why. And if you're interested, you can find out. If not, we all have free will. We all free to be how we be. Because if someone like I have a kid, I can't force my kid to love me. You know what I mean? But when my kid loves me because my kid loves me, there's nothing better than that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So it's that kind of thing. Everybody got free will in this for a reason, man. Everyone's on a journey, man. And if we can help you on your journey, your quest, dig it. That's cool.
Yeah,
If not,
I love
we'll have
that.
a good time. We'll shake hands.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
We'll smile.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Now, how do you choose out of the songs that are on this album? How do you specifically choose which ones you release as singles to set the album up? You know, is it how the song impacts you? Is it the message behind it? You know, how do you point at it and say, you know, like I'm looking at my notes here. September 10th, you're dropping Jewels on the Hood of a Serpent. Why that song and not one of the 7, 8, 9 other songs? How do you arrive at those decisions?
That's a good question. Well,
Yeah.
The first song we dropped was Supreme Mystic.
Right.
When we dropped it, it's kind of like we dropped it because it's high energy. You know what I mean? The riff itself a little bit flashy, but you get into that groove.
Right.
And I wanted to introduce you off the cuff that it's not cookie cutter hardcore,
Right.
A B or whatever. Right. So I wanted you to know that A, I'm gonna sing. B, I'm gonna scream and have some hard shit too. The shit's gonna rock, it's gonna groove, and then there's gonna be a badass solo. There's gonna be badass keys. Like I just felt like it was a good just first way to be like, you know, bang. This is the first conception of the band because none of the songs sound exactly like, you know, whatever.
Right.
So then the second one, Stealing Beauty. Then we were okay after we got that first initial impression because you know initial impressions are important. Stealing Beauty is a little bit deeper. So that's why we did a full video for the song. I kind of feel like that is more of like a single type of thing. You know what I'm saying? It's got a real deep message. I mean, it's got on the surface, it's a song of empowerment for everybody. You know what I mean? And that's cool. And I know a lot of people really dig that. A lot of people tell me over and over, even at our shows or that seen the video, heard the single, how much it means to them and how much
it's a great song. It's a great song.
Yeah, I'm very happy with it. You know what I'm saying? My big brother told me when he heard it, he gave me the big, he said, yo, you want this song, little brother? I said, what? He said, yo, this sounds like if Alice in Chains and Ozzy Osbourne were doing dope and Life of Agony was holding the needle. I was like, yo, you couldn't even
that is pointed.
Publicist to put that better.
I would say that is pretty accurate, and I don't know how you feel about comparisons, but the late great Lane Staley is on a very high pedestal for vocalists in terms of his voice, what their music has gotten me through in my life a lot, man. And you very much are in that vein. I don't like to draw comparisons. And I know you mentioned earlier in the interview, you know, certain bands will take like 2 or 3 bands and try to sound like them and not carve their own lane, man. But in a good way, I do want to say that I do hear elements of Alice in Chains.
Brother,
and I mean that as a compliment.
Who could get offended by that?
Exactly.
That dude is the GOAT. You know what I mean?
GOAT.
That band is amazing. So any comparison to that, I mean, it's just got to be taken as the highest compliment, especially to someone that is just really relying on who's all looks and ego more than who can sing.
Right. And I don't want to and I don't want to impugn Jerry Cantrell, who just dropped a solo album himself. He's also a big part of the vocal harmonizing and handling a lot of the vocal duties too, man. You know what I mean? So, yeah, you know, I know everyone just points at Lane as the vocalist, you know, for Alice in Chains, man. But, you know, the powers of Jerry Cantrell are very real.
Well, you're very correct. That minor harmony that they do together really makes
amazing
voice.
Yeah,
and there's a little bit of that on Stealing Beauty. Probably why it's reminiscent because my guitar player, like I've been saying, my secret weapon, Alfredo Riojas. You know that motherfucker. Like when I was still trying to get in key, that dude hit his harmony every time he hits it. Now live we're good. We're hitting it together pretty good.
Yeah.
But before when I was starting, he'd hit it and I know like, oh, I gotta come up just a little bit.
Right. So now suddenly you guys find yourself being the Detroit Lane and Jerry.
Well, I call that motherfucker. I call him John Control. I call him Jerry Lennon.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. He's not going to be your secret weapon for much longer, though, man. The word's going to get out.
Well, then everyone knows that he's just a weapon of mass destruction.
Right.
Paul and John Lennon would do that shit too, where they would have them different harmonies. And Alf, like I said, he's very musical, so he knows what them harmonies are or whatever. So that song felt like all in all the message, the vocals, the solo. It's a very heavy riff in the song, but it's very rock and roll too, and I like a lot of the dissonant chords and shit. So I felt like that was a cool all-around way to be like, all
Yeah.
right, what's this band doing? So
Yeah.
what's the next one that's gonna drop? I don't know if this thing will be if this interview will come out before or after, but the next one, Jewels on the Hood of a Serpent. We normally close the set with that because there's just nowhere else to go after that. This
Okay.
it's hard as fuck. And
Yeah.
we normally end it, and people are like, "Damn!" And a lot of people have told me, especially dudes that like heavy shit, like, "Yo, that's your best song. Yo, that's your best song." I don't think it's our best song, but I've been told a lot of people like a lot of people are, "Yo, that last song you guys played," just because dynamically it's it's a boom, man, and it's unique, but it's heavy. So we wanted to kind of show you, like, okay, just when you kind of wrap your head around whatever, comparing the shit to Lane Staley, now we're gonna drop some hard ass shit on you, motherfucker.
Right.
So
Right.
we all kind of come from harder backgrounds, and then we actually, I'll just go ahead and tell you what we're doing. We actually going to film a video next week, a week from today. We're filming a video, and man, it's with the same director. Let me shout out Aaron Lumsden for Acuro Productions. The dude is he's a menace to society, dude. He's a genius. He is the best dude in Detroit doing fucking videos for bands. He's a godsend to bands and shit. So he's the one that was able to make the other video so dope. If you haven't seen this video, go ahead and go watch it and judge for yourself.
Yep.
But it's all glories to Aaron Lumsden, his watchful, beautiful fucking cinematographic eye. And we have a really dope spot and a really dope concept and some dope performers that are all going to come aboard and coalesce into the next video for the song Halo of Vultures. Halo of Vultures is kind of bass centered. It kind of got written on the fly. I kind of heard it in my head while I was going to rehearsal. So I was like, yo, I tried to flesh out rehearsal and the song wrote itself. It was bang.
Yeah.
But I mean, what I heard some people tell me that what they said it was like if Motorhead and Thin Lizzy got into a fist fight, someone told me like we a hardcore King's X. I don't know how they would explain it, but Halo of Vultures is a little bit more like on that punk side and that punk hardcore side. So I feel like them 4 songs give you some variety because the record has some heavier shit and the record got some straight like rock and roll shit, man. So I kind of felt like them songs were kind of in the median, but they're varied enough, and it would kind of give you an interesting little glance into what the band and the record sounds like. And hopefully it would intrigue you to say, y'all want to hear this fucking record.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This record right here.
Hold it up.
Rupa,
a beautiful
baby.
album, and a beautiful album cover too, by the way.
Absolutely. So Ziva Barrett did this. She's a very talented artist. She lived in Sweden, and we commissioned her to do it because I'm definitely a big fan of her art and everything. And she did a great job. She really came through on this. So.
And now she drew that or painted that? Is that a painting?
She painted it. Yeah, she's a painter, bro. Yeah, she painted that shit. Yeah.
Wow. Incredible, man. Incredible. And so talk to me a little bit about, the Supreme Mystic sound. Obviously, people know you from the hardcore world. You just talked about elements of that will always shine through. Do you see in future projects the sound evolving, changing? Do you have a vision of where you'd like it to go? Or do you feel like you're in the wheelhouse and this is what you want to continue to keep doing? Have you found your sound, or do you see tweaks and changes being made, or hear them or see them?
I'm very excited and happy about the uniqueness blend.
Yeah.
That is not cookie cutter or nothing. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people, even mad people, told me that last night. That's like, yo, that's how they hear it. So I'm happy for that. I don't never want to be a cookie cutter nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But that being said, once you get into any kind of niche, man, and how blessed are you to even have a niche to find that works?
I know.
That's a huge blessing. But then it can become a curse because then you can become a parody of yourself and box yourself in. So I don't want to box myself into nothing. I definitely like how we've been doing it, but I think it's more like the open-mindedness, open heart attitude, and approach to it, not forcing shit like when I was younger. You fucking forcing everything was the way to do shit.
Right.
But now it's more like, we let things happen the way they're gonna happen. But I mean, in my inclination, like we kind of have this duality between what's hard and what's rock. Yo, I want the next shit. I want to make some shit way harder make shit that's harder than the hard shit we got. But I want to make also some shit that's like way more rock than what we got with like doper dynamics and vocals are hitting. Like when the key change hits, the vocals come out the fucking zoo more type of shit. And you know the keys as a whole nother world. The keys on this record was like an afterthought. The record was written, it was there, and then we were so lucky to find Louise, man. I found Louise. He's the only dude like I didn't know, and now I'm so blessed to call him my brother, bro.
Yeah.
Because I found him online. You know, he playing keys, and I'm like, yo, I hit him up, yo, nigga, you play keys?
Yeah.
You play keys? You know? And he's like, yeah, man. You like metal? Oh, I love metal. This kid, he loves metal, bro. He fucking
You found a diamond.
metal.
You found a diamond in the rough.
Yeah, and then I was like, yo, where you at? He told me, yo, I'm on Outer Drive in 4th Street. I was like, you in the neighborhood?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Wow.
You know so yeah, it was a blessing, man. And then
wow. Right into your
got a
note.
wonderful, he's got a wonderful work ethic, man. And you know, I had to tell him what 432 was. He didn't know that. He went and looked it up, and the next day he bought a keyboard and had it calibrated for 432. The next day.
Wow.
Like, that was my first impression of him. I'm like, yo, this kid's fucking wild.
A kid that gets down to business, man. Yeah.
Gets down to business, man. So, you know, we put the cherry on top with the keys and made sure like we didn't want it to conflict with especially vocals or solos or what was already there or the dynamics or whatever. We wanted to accentuate it, and we're lucky that it did. But you know, now, man, I mean, shit, it don't have to be an afterthought. It could be the premise of something.
Sure.
You know, so there's all type of ways that it can go, and I think, you know, just don't force it. Answer the call of the muse. You know, defeat all resistance, and you know what I mean. Let it happen, baby.
What about EP versus LP, man? Like, you are trying to convey a message. You do have things to say. You know, the music and the words are impacting people. You're spreading a good message. But again, people are consuming music differently these days, man. Do you feel like that will be your focus all the time on making fully realized LPs? Does that make the most sense for you guys as a band?
Historically, I mean, that's how we all grew up.
Yeah.
And I think as a body of work, it's the best way to digest. It don't mean you can't put a single out ahead or whatever. I mean, even the release schedule of dropping a single to absorb, working your way into something, I think is definitely a great process. You know what I'm saying? But no, I do enjoy the full thing very much, and I'm happy because records, it made a huge comeback, man.
Yeah.
I mean, people are buying records.
Yeah.
And more than anything. And I think it really does sound the best. And physical is coming back a little bit. You know, CDs kids are getting tapes. They're getting cassette tapes.
I know.
The younger kids the most will buy the cassette tape. These little motherfuckers, you ain't even know what button to push, how to operate a tape deck. They will put that tape deck, they'll put that cassette on old school, and they're gonna stream your shit and they look at the cassette tape they just bought.
That's kind of cool though.
No, it's cool. I ain't dissing them, but I'm just, you know, I mean,
it's
we
cool.
all actually used to bang cassettes in a fucking boombox.
I know. Oh, I remember.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah. You know, so hey, man, that's awesome. You know what I mean? But I am glad that people are consuming music this way. And like I said, man, since we leaked our own vinyl before the record release or whatever, people have been buying the shit out of it. And like I said, I got 2 shows to go. I don't know if we're gonna make the release show with what we got.
That's a good thing, though.
It's a great thing, and I also want to shout out our partners over at Third House Communications in Louisville, man. You know what I'm saying? Reagan and my boy Tom Robbins, man. They really came together, and our team is coming together, man. And I love being a part of a team together, man, because they really helping out. They got their whole infrastructure together, and Louisville is like, it's like, you know, it's, you get the best of both worlds because they're in the city.
Right.
And, you know, these dudes, it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's not like so far down south, but you really get that genuine, like, Southern hospitality and like love.
Right.
And these dudes, what I love about them, man, is they genuinely love music so much and do everything for the right reason. Is why they're involved in these ventures. But like on a business level, these dudes, like the shit that they do, man, like they run in crazy businesses and buying bars and selling houses. Like these dudes never stop at what they do on their own grind and hustle, and I respect that. But as dudes, I love them and they're family now, and I'm really happy with our partnership with Third House Communications.
Now talk to me a little bit about,
shout out.
Shout out, yeah. You got to get the shout outs in, man. You do have to get the shout outs in, though, man, because it does take a team of people to keep it, to get it all going. I mean,
it does, and we're finding we have a couple more pieces to put together. But the pieces that have come together right now, we got a solid motherfucking G unit. You know what I mean?
Look what I have. I have a puppet, for God's sakes. I don't have any help. I have no help. This is a one-man operation over here.
Yeah, but you guys, you help from you start from your father. You know what I mean? Your father's fame and all that. So
that's right. That's right. Yeah, you're right about that. And that's why that's why I was going to offer up. Should you need any front man tips, man, I could always tap the old man and just for any words of wisdom. Oddly enough, though, I did just see him live, though, man. He came to the casino here, man, and did the solo thing a couple weeks ago.
That's what's up. I actually got a story about your old man, right? So, in Detroit, you got all the musicians, or you got dudes that, work on all the crews, right?
Right.
So I know someone I'm very fond of. He's an amazing front man, he's an amazing sound man, front of house sound man.
Yeah.
And apparently the story that I heard about him the other night is I guess, Sammy and Dave did that shit together.
Yes.
And I guess fucking he was with the Sammy camp, but he got along with everyone. He's a cool motherfucker.
Yeah.
And I can't say that this is true or not, so maybe it's all make believe. But what I heard is a cool story.
Why let the truth get in the way of a good story, right?
Yeah. Well, but it might be the whole truth too. You know what I mean? But I am not swearing on nothing in no court of law, because if I can verify it, I'll be like, yo, it's the facts.
Okay.
I can't verify it. It's a nice story I heard about someone that I admire and I like very much.
Okay.
That I know since I was a little kid. And anyway, he was with one camp. He was with the Sammy camp, and I heard that he got along with everyone. So I heard that they told them basically like, yo, don't get too familiar with other camp. Like, we all good, we on tour together, but camp got to separate camp. You can't intermingle like that. And they kept doing it, so they let him go. Which he's like an asset, They let this dude go, and I guess your dad's camp was like, we'll take him, and he took him. They immediately took him. But what I heard was, the rumor I heard was there's a truck. There's a truck that he opens up the truck, and it's full of every type of badass liquor, brandy, scotch, anything that a kid could want from the candy store.
Yeah,
is all in the truck, and he basically says, if my people, your dad says, if my people get the shit done at this time, they can have whatever they want.
Yes.
And if they don't get it done this time, stores close, they can't get nothing.
Yes.
That sounds like such a thing your dad would do.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying, bro?
Yeah.
I can see the whole thing being so real. And I always thought, like, what a fucking experienced way to inspire motivation amongst your troops.
Yeah, he's got the same story that he did back in the 80s, man. When Van Halen was at its heights, man, he told the same story, man. The production team, set up, breakdown, it was taking hours or whatever, and he found some way to get the guys more efficient with I don't know, and I'm just paraphrasing here. I'd have to go online and look at the story, but he found some way to funnel chicks to the guys, man. You know what I mean? Put leftovers maybe from the guys or whatever, man. If they got the work done quicker, man. You know what I mean? Any girls that spilled back there, man, you know what I mean? He would send the overflow to them. I think something like contingent on them getting the work done, ASAP. You know what I mean? And he literally told the story, and he said literally breakdown time was cut down by 90 minutes. Yeah. You got these guys.
Motivation is an art form in itself.
Yeah. Well, at the end of the day, man, Van Halen, man, yeah, they're a band, man, but they are also, especially at the height of their powers, a business, a corporation,
It's a two juxtaposed position things, you know what I mean? The business and the creative, but they go hand in hand. And I guess if you can find that right median or that right line to walk, man, God bless you, because that's hard as fuck. You can be perfect at one, but if you ain't got the other,
right?
What do you got?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I guess that's a hard. And then how many people are into the creative, because that's a full-time job by itself, and they get taken advantage on the other side because someone's like, oh, we'll count your money for you.
Right.
Don't worry, we'll count it all out. We'll give you some. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's a hell of a thing to happen. But it's we were lucky to grow up in a classic era, an era like when there was actually innovators and shit that was never done before.
No doubt.
And it was done to such an extent that it's almost like, how can anyone? I mean, probably no one will ever do it like that or outdo the heights of what some of these guys did. But now it's like, a lot of people, you call Rupa, man. You're getting to that age, time will take those things away from you. And we're seeing people leave. Like, yo, losing Ozzy Osbourne, bro.
Huge.
That shit
Big void.
hurt, bro.
Yeah.
That hurt. And like we knew he was getting older. We saw the show and everyone's like, yeah, everyone's cheering for him. You can tell he's getting older. Him and Lemmy died, both of them, 17 days after their last show. Is that not wild, bro?
That's crazy.
They held on. That's what he wanted to do, and he did it. God bless him. And man, that hurt, man. I think I played all Sabbath and Ozzy for a minute, for like a week or something, man.
And you're right, man. We won't find those innovators that we found back then either, man. Like those risk takers, man. It's hard to find the next Prince or the next Ozzy or the next, like Madonna. You just don't find those people anymore.
There's no infrastructure to invest in them, man. So those people will exist, but they got to kind of come on their own accord. So
they do.
Things change and things are different. But like I said, God bless all the innovators, all the young innovators, people that want to bring it to another level, people that are inspired to do something, win, lose, or draw, succeed or fail. You know what I'm saying, man? There's all the good fight, and God bless everyone that want to get into the ring, man, and take it to wherever that it can go, man. Because like I said, ain't no one gonna help you.
Right.
There ain't no help, bro.
Right.
You got to do it. But that means that you want to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you ain't gonna do nothing great unless you want to do it. If you don't want to be there, man, don't be there, bro. Just because you got the top score at Guitar Hero, man, just keep playing video games if that's what you want to do, bro.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if someone really want to do it, man, God bless you, man. All glories to you.
Where do you stand on, like, do you ever look at obviously, the advancements in technology have made it possible for everybody's opinion, or everybody can get their opinion out there on some form of social media or some platform, or they can start a website or they can blog. There's many of them out there that review albums. Are you somebody that puts a lot of stock in reading what people will say about this album? I mean, how much of it do you take to heart? How much of it do you look into? I mean, I'll see guys like reviewing albums, and they'll say, that's why I asked you the question earlier. This one was, if this one was 10 minutes shorter, it'd be a masterpiece. If this one was a little bit longer, if they did this on it or that one. And I realize some of these people aren't even musicians. They're just people with opinions. But do you look at any of that stuff?
I blame Oprah.
Yeah. Yeah, let's blame her.
Oprah made everyone think that their opinion matters.
Yes. Yeah. Yep.
So, I mean, there's good and bad to all that shit. I mean, everyone's got an opinion and everyone's got an asshole. You know what I mean?
Right.
What's that worth, man? Give me a good opinion, whether it be some constructive criticism, maybe there's some validity, maybe it helps you grow. Maybe someone praises it. That's nice to be appreciated.
Right. Right.
That's nice. It's nice to be heard. It's nice to be received when you're trying to communicate. Maybe someone got a spin on that you wouldn't even thought of. That ain't what you're saying, but you're like,
right.
Oh, that's interesting to know that someone connected to it like this or felt like that. You know what I'm saying? But then there's always going to be haters, bro. I mean, look in my face.
Right. How can anybody
There's always gonna be no, they're mad motherfuckers gonna hate that, bro. Because that's what haters do. You know what I'm saying? What did Cat Williams say? If you got 5 haters tonight, you better go spend the rest of the night and learn how you get 50 tomorrow.
Right.
Because that's what haters do, and that's what that's what you get, bro. So no stock in haters. It's just nice to know that you're appreciated. Yeah. And I guess for anything else, man, constructive criticism, welcome. Reception, how it's received, welcome. And that I think is the ultimate thing that we lose touch with. This is about connection. This is about human expression. That's about connecting with people, man.
Yeah.
So if you connect with people on different levels, man, then that's a success in itself. And but what kind of is cool about the new platforms is like everything else is oversaturated. That's the downside. But the good side is, there can be a genuine person with a good outlook that can make their own platform to come out and say, hey, man, this is my take. This is how I dig it. Yeah. And that's cool that people are empowered for it, empowered to do that. It's just unfortunate that there's so many fucking weenies that just think like, hey, I got a voice. I know everyone, no one wants to hear you talk, bro.
Right. That's true. Yeah. And, I want to ask you too, because you've been doing this for so long. I mentioned, the litany of bands, all the touring you've done. You're notorious for the physicality you put into your performance, doing it for as long as you have. How has your own body held up? I asked that to a lot of drummers on here because of the physicality of playing extreme metal, punk, hardcore, whatever. You know, you obviously have a bass strap to you. You know, you're notorious, like, you know, for the kicks, for the wild shit you do on stage or whatever. Has it taken its toll on you over the years? How has your body held up?
It has.
It has. Yeah, we'll just leave it at that. It has.
No. I mean, I'll elaborate. You know, I'll go all in. You know, I'm not gonna leave you hanging, brother. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
My default was always to be at 11.
Yeah.
It was always just like, we start, it's on, ding, 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 the ring goes off, and we ain't waiting. There is no bell coming. We're gonna go until it's over.
Swinging. Yeah.
And you know, but that's also the type of music that was. You know what I'm saying, man? So now being a singer, instead of being at 11, I had to find, because to sing, I got to be at 0. I have to be completely like, and it was harder to find at first, but now I'm kind of straddling this duality where I can kind of be at 0. I can sing, I can do my thing, I can relax, I can do what I'm supposed to do. And then I got my moments where I know where they are, that I can go, bam, and I can take it. A lot of the physical stuff I always did was I tried to bring the what you see visually to what you're hearing. If I'm building up to a stop, bang, I'm going to land on that stop on the 1. If something's going to come that you're not expecting, bam, I want to hit you with it when that moment happens. If something's going to drop, the breakdowns are going to come, bam, I want to come through, and I want to bring that down physically and visually while you're hearing it audibly. You know, because, you know, they say what the people are scared of. I'm going to bring a gangster a minute. You know, people are scared of 3 things, right? You're scared to get hit real hard. You're scared of loud noises, and people are scared of falling down.
Yeah.
So if you combine all some of the fears into one moment, you're hitting them while they're falling. You're screaming at them. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of the same concept. You're trying to bring the visual and the audio together, make like a bigger impact that is felt. So, now I don't have to be at 11 all the time. And what else is cool is I think it's more dynamic of a performance, not always going. Eventually, it's kind of got to lose your senses a little bit. Maybe, I guess young people maybe take it differently, but I think it's more of a mature, dynamic performance to be able to bring those things up to a moment and then bring them back to center. I'm digging that, and I guess I'm trying to use that to my own advantage. But you know, something, you know, getting into it, that's just something I feel it. So I'm always, if I'm feeling it, I'm gonna try to make you feel it, and if you feel it back, then I'm gonna feel it even more. That's the beauty of this exchange of performing, and that's just something I do. That's just from a genuine place. I mean it. That's why I'm there. I mean, I'm not going to do something I don't mean. I can't play with someone that don't want to be there. I can't express something that I'm not trying to fucking express. You know what I'm saying? But you know, physically, man, I mean, I remember being on tour for so long. When I was a kid and first started touring, the first thing I got was shin splints real bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And my shins would lock up. Then I would get like, my calves would be rock hard. Actually, that happened to me when I was a kid. I used to box too, bro. And that was one of the first things that happened to me when I was boxing. Like, my calves got like rock hard. I had to work all that lactic acid out and shit. You know, over the years, man, you know, the knees definitely have taken a hell of a beating, man. I used to go on stages, and I remember when I was a kid, I would feel the stage out before we would go on. And if there was any weakness there, you know, I'm wild, bro. My mentality is like, I'm gonna break this.
I'm gonna go through this damn thing.
No, I would put holes in shit. I would jump through shit. You know what I mean? I've actually broken a stage or 2 in my life.
I'm sure.
Where you know, I felt like, yo, that part's not worthy. I'm gonna break that fucking part.
Yeah.
Fuck that part. Now I'm not trying to break no stage now. And like I told Starzik last night, if you see me jumping on concrete, if you see me even attempt to jump when there's concrete, bro, give me some stank eye out your eyes, bro. Look at me as like a total disapproval, because jumping on concrete ain't it, you know. But I broke my ankle playing 20 some years ago. I guess I'll just tell the story. It was with Sworn Enemy, and we were on tour for 4 years. and we were gonna open a leg of the Slayer tour, so we were mad excited. It was like Slayer, Hatebreed, Arch Enemy, it's a Jaeger tour, and they would rotate the opener. So we had a week. We were gonna open for a week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, fuck, we were excited.
Big spot.
But before we did it, they played in Iowa. We was on some other tour. I don't remember what we was doing, and we got to the show in Iowa where they all played outside, and there were these clubs along the side of it. And then when they were over, everyone would fun onto the clubs, and then we were like the after party or whatever. That was before we started the leg of the tour, and it was with cattle decapitation. It was Sworn Enemy and cattle decapitation.
Wow.
Right. So this is, I want to say 03 into 04, something like that. So we're playing, man, and I remember like, okay, I was just fucking amped, you know. So the first song we're playing, very first song, and I run and I jump, I do like this, like my split shit, like my foot probably above my head, and I'm probably like a 6'2", like Sal was like 6'2", I'm probably like his head level or whatever, you know. And I jumped and I'm going forward as I jumped, and then I'm coming forward, and yo, these dudes had the snake with all the cords was a disaster, bro. You know what I mean? The shit was all over on the front of the stage, and I was coming that way, and I, at 1 second in my head, said, "Yo, how am I gonna land? This shit's a mess." That one doubt of that second when I landed, I totally twisted and broke my ankle.
Oh man!
And what I did was I flipped back. Like I came down, broke my ankle. I ate shit. I fell, but then I just flipped myself up while I'm playing. I missed 2 notes, tops. You know what I'm saying? And then I tried to put my foot down, like, fuck that. Oh man, that hurts. And our tech at the time, shout out to Maverick, he was actually trying to get his money that night because that dude ran. He got bang. He put a stool behind me so I looked like I'm standing, but I could kind of lean on.
Right, you're propped up.
Oh, yeah, I was like, good job, Maverick. And then this motherfucker ran and he taped my whole leg full of like a towel of ice. He taped my whole leg up with ice while I'm playing. I'm like, this little motherfucker. I love this kid.
Yeah.
He did a good job tonight, right? So when we was done, I tried to stand on it, and like I couldn't stand. There was this big dude in Iowa. This dude carried me like the fucking retarded Bride of Frankenstein to the fucking he carried me all the way out. And we got there, and Jamie was our manager at the time. And Jamie was like, "Yo, Gook, you gotta go to the hospital, bro." You know, oh fuck, I guess I do. You know, so we go to the hospital. Paulie. Again, Paul Anthony, shout out again, Paulie No Neck, the kid, I love him, man. He's got a wheelchair for me. He wheeled me right up to the fucking thing. We going in. They actually me and they said, "All right, Mr. Cools," they said, "You got a broken ankle. You got to stay off your leg for exactly 6 weeks." I said, 6 weeks? We are going on tour with Slayer, Arch Enemy, and Hatebreed. Then we was going on tour with like Bleeding Through. Then we had like a week with Sick of It All. Then we was going out with Suicidal Tendencies, Madball, Ignite, and Death by Stereo. That was my 6 weeks.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying, bro?
You don't want to miss any of that.
We ain't stopping shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they gave me some type of fake leg, man, and I would use and I had some Timberlands that I would normally didn't rock on stage, but then I rocked them because it kept my ankle in the right spot with that fake shit. And they gave me a Vicodin script, which I never liked that shit ever, but I was literally in pain. So I would take a Vicodin, drink a Heineken, and twist an L real quick before I go on stage. And that would get me through the show. And then as it progressed, like I couldn't jump, but I got to standing up. And then the Slayer tour was like every place we played was nothing but stairs. The Aragon Ballroom, fucking the Egyptian Room in Indianapolis, we played like a hockey arena. We played Harpo, Agora. Every place is just full of fucking stairs. Go figure. You know what I mean? I'm hopping around on fucking crutches and shit. But we would play. Eventually, I got good where I was good. Then my dumbass, I'd be spinning around on my good foot. Then I figured out how I could inside outside kick with my bad foot as long as I don't land hard on it. Like I could do the kick. I would just have to actually put my foot down soft. But there was no jumping. So long story short, I broke that shit 20-some years ago. And then recently, right before our first show, I fucking broke it again.
Recently?
So right before our first show, like a year and a half ago. So I feel this motherfucker sometimes now.
You sure you're going to?
I'm old. I'm old, old, bro.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, this is a funny thing that me and Craig were talking about the other day, right before you did your interview. I remember when I was in my 30s. I don't want to tell you how old I am. But I was in my 30s, and like I just got in my 30s, and Craig just got into his 40s. And I remember when Craig stopped jumping because Craig was an airborne motherfucker his whole life. He's a certified fucking ninja. You know what I'm saying? In every band, bro. You can watch every picture of Craig high in the sky flying, man. I remember when he stopped, BM stopped jumping, man. And I was like, BM, why and he was like, yo, and he gave me the talk, man. And I was like, I was just turning 30. I was kind of like, man. And now that I'm in my 40s now, and he's in his 50s, I finally told him the other day, I was like, yo, Craig, man, I get it, man. I think my jumping day, I'm like semi-jump retired. I still get a couple in. Last night we had a nice wood stage, had a little give, so I could actually jump all right. You know what I'm saying? But it's not what it was. So that's to answer my long ass answer.
Yeah, you got to temper it down a little bit. Yeah,
you got to temper it down a little bit. You know what I mean? But we'll just smile more.
Right. Yeah. Right. I mean, you're trying to finish out the game strong. You know what I mean? You got to take care of the legs, man. You know what I mean? I mean, it's the whole support unit right there. You need them unless you're going to go up there and sit. And I really felt bad, man, because, I unfortunately, 2 weeks ago, I think it was 2 weeks ago, I was on the VIP list, ended up having to babysit the granddaughter. I always make the sacrifice for family first. So I did miss out on Crowbar and I Hate God at the Lost Horizon. Still kills me to have those words come out of my mouth because I love those guys, man. I've had Jimmy from I Hate God. I've had a couple of the Crowbar guys on. But Kirk, though, had to play a lot of the tour because of the sciatica sitting down. Yeah.
I saw him in Detroit because my boy books both of them bands or whatever. I mean, shout out to my nigga Zach.
Yeah.
And he was like, yo, come through. We ain't seen each other in a minute or whatever. So they actually played in Detroit. They did two shows in one night.
Yeah.
They did a night show and a matinee or whatever.
Yeah.
So I went to one of the shows, whatever. Everyone was so excited. Both shows sold out. Crowbar absolutely sounded perfect. Like they sounded like their record. They sounded better than the records. Well, yeah, Kirk was sitting down, and I mean,
I think they had to do that for a couple of stops. They had to book multiple shows because they're two New Orleans legends that people were waiting for that tour for a long time, and I think they needed more shows than they even thought they would.
Yeah, they killed it. But Crowbar was awesome, man. Yo, I Hate God. I never seen nobody sell this shit. They sell switchblades. Did you see that shit?
Yeah, I think I did. Are they really?
They got I Hate. It's a real fucking switchblade, and I heard in a couple of places like they were selling a shit ton of them, bro.
Yeah, I got to think, man, like a lot of fucking venues, man, but where were they like perpetrating them as like those old combs or something? Like, how are they getting away with that?
Motherfucker, they ain't no comb, bro.
I know.
Real ad. They had switchblade, bro. But what's cool is it got like the logo or like a little thing on there, so it's an I Hate God one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that shit's wild, dude.
I mean, selling switchblades at a metal show, Mike. What could go wrong, right? What could go wrong?
Well, I mean, back in the day, some other shit. Back in the day, that was some real shit. People would. They just wanted to feel to feel that. You know what I mean? That was real. You know? But nowadays, not so much, rightfully so. And I'm sure they might got different venue restrictions, but if they're playing medium-sized spots, they probably get away with it. It's probably like the bigger ones.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or hope I didn't fuck it up for me now. Some club owner heard this. Oh, not in my fucking town.
No, the tour's over. The tour's over. Yeah.
Well, it's over now.
It's over now. Yeah. If it wasn't over.
You heard about the Dayglows, bro? I love the Dayglow abortions, right? Dudes came to Detroit, and then they when they left here, they got arrested in Ohio, man. They had to miss a couple shows and sit out a couple shows, man.
Really?
Like, what? Yeah, man. Fucking wild. That's one of my favorite bands. I couldn't go because my daughter plays in marching band. It was like their first like big game or whatever.
Yeah.
It was dope. So like the same thing, like you said, family first.
It has to.
I went to that. I missed the Dayglows, and then a couple of days they got arrested like the next day. Some shit.
And so before I let you out of here, man, and this has been another great conversation, man. The album comes out October 3rd. If people want to tap into and keep up with what's going on with you guys, shows, releases, all that kind of stuff. I know everyone's out there somewhere on social media, man. Where's the best place to tap in with you, Supreme Mystic? Keep up with what's going on.
So when we did this last year or whenever we did it, And you know what? I want to say this real quick. Before we did this, I looked up the metric to our last interview, man, and I
Yeah.
was shocked that how many of these you did a lot. You've done a couple hundred of these now, right?
I've done so yeah, so I just passed yeah, I think in the boxing one I'm at 286, and I'm definitely north of 300 because my 300th episode was James Murphy, well, legendary guitar player. That was a special one for me. He was episode 300, and so I think I'm like a fraction over 300. By the time I put yours up, probably Tuesday, I think you might be like episode 305, 306. Of the music one. So yeah, I've done almost 600 total podcast episodes between this and that. Yeah.
So so out of all, so that's ill, right? And
you were up there. You were up there.
Yeah, what I found out was I didn't realize this, but out of every single podcast, our podcast that we did last time was number 14, including the boxers and musicians.
Yeah.
And then just out of music, it was number 10. But then there was a couple dudes that were doubles. Like they had 2 episodes that were up there, whatever. So like out of the musicians, it's like number 7 if you include that.
Yeah, you have to be.
I was kind of shocked, but my point was I just started social media, and that's how we hooked up.
Right.
Around that time, I never had it my whole life. You know what I mean? And I knew I needed it for the band, so I got my shit on Instagram and Facebook. That's CHINO NOIR 108 and shit.
Yep.
And now I didn't have the band didn't even have one the last time we did it. So the band is now also on Instagram and Facebook, and it's Supreme Mystic, and that's you can find out everything great about Supreme Mystic. But the streaming shit, you know, the digital aggregator, that should be on everything: Spotify, Apple, iTunes, Deezer, Weezer, fucking iHeart, fucking this and whatever the fuck you listen to that shit. It's on Bandcamp. When the record goes up, it'll be on there. Like right now, there's a link to pre-get the record. Which you better get the first pressing, bro. It's the black fucking vinyl, right?
Yeah.
And it's, like I said, man, my shit. I don't know if I'm gonna make it to the first show, and I know the warehouse is kind of getting close with the orders too. We might actually sell out right at the release date, or like right after. They might be gone. We'll have to do another pressing. So it's a limited pressing. If you want the first edition, I would jump on it. But
is there also links on there to merch? Because man, well, first of all, is there merchandise? That has the album cover on it?
That's coming. So that's what I was getting at. The Bandcamp will be the portal if you want to order something by mail. Obviously, if you see us in person, obviously we're gonna have it. You know, we got a couple of designs now. The album cover is gonna be one of the new designs. We got these ill ass work shirts that we all wear now. For anyone that's just seen us in the last fucking month or whatever, they're nasty. The iconograph is huge on the back. They look nice embroidered on the front and all that. Yo, we got a bunch extra made because when we did our run. We got a bunch of extra made. We played like 3 or 4 shows. Yo, they sold the fuck out.
I imagine.
Mad people got them right away. You know what I mean? So that will be the portal for our merch, the Bandcamp shit, and we always gonna keep that merch game going. I mean, bro, look at how many hats I wear. You know what I'm saying, bro?
I know.
We might even make some of these, bro.
Oh man, I'm in for that. Yeah,
cons hats, bro.
I'll tell you what, man. You make one of those, man, with that album cover on the inside. Those will sell like hotcakes.
Nasty, bro. That's a good idea.
Hotcakes.
I'll give you credit when we make
please,
those.
Yeah.
You'll get your cut.
Complimentary one. That's all. You know what I mean? But but seriously, I am a walking billboard for bands. I mean, all my wardrobe is band t-shirts. This is one of my buddy's bands. But listen, that's all I own, man. So I need some Supreme Mystic. Listen, man, I will be a billboard. I will be on the podcast. It will be being worn. It will be being shown. So I need a link. I need some Supreme Mystic gear.
Hell yeah.
I do.
Bandcamp will be the portal for that for now. And that's just coming when the record come up, then the whole profile will go up. Because I guess like I'm new to all this shit, and I guess it's not like when you go through the digital aggregator, you can set like on a time scale when you want the single to drop, when the record's going to drop. That's all in sequence or whatever. But Bandcamp, you put it up, it's up.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right. So we're just waiting until them when the record comes out, then the whole shit's going to be up, and it'll keep evolving. It'll keep adding. We'll always be adding pieces as we add shit. I think I got like 10 or 15 ideas right now that we're getting priced out right now that are like I can't even we got so much fucking ill ass fucking ideas. We can't even print it all at once. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's coming.
I'm excited, man. I'm excited for I mean, obviously, knowing you outside of the podcast, as I mentioned earlier, I have had a sneak preview of the full album. But I still want people to know, though, man, that even though I'm privy to what's coming down the pike, I still want to encourage people to be excited about this album. It is really fantastic. I know they've only got 2 tracks they can listen to right now, man, but without giving away too much, man, it's really awesome. It really is.
I'm so glad.
It's incredible.
You like it, brother. That means a lot. You're the son of Glam. The front man of the band. You know what I mean? The ice cream man. So of course, you're gonna be privy to things that the general mass of population is not gonna be privy to.
I need to be.
We're gonna have 3 singles up pretty much when this drop, and we're gonna have the whole record gonna drop. It's a month and counting. We're on the countdown right now. So
I know.
So we're excited.
I'm excited too, man, and I'm glad we finally got a chance to nail this down, man. And I said in my little preamble before you got on here, man, even with the boxing podcast, man, since we linked up and did our episode the first time a couple years ago, man, you've always been an awesome supporter, man, and really, man, love you, man, seriously, yeah.
I told you, man, I'm a fan first and foremost, man. I'm a fan of the podcast. I'm a fan that you not only do rock and roll and music, but you do motherfucking boxing too. I fucking love it, bro.
My true passion.
I watch and support it. When I see my friends come on, or I see dudes, oh shit, let me check that one out. I listen, bro, because like I said, I'm a fan of yours, Ice Cream Man.
Thank you. I appreciate it, man. It really means a lot, man. And I'm happy and proud to say that I know you, man. And listen to me. Truth be told, this is real talk here, man. I am going to, after this, either tonight, it's getting a little late now. We're closing it at 8 p.m., man. But in the next couple of days, I do seriously really want to tap into you about some of that, like that literature and stuff, man. I really do like the message. I do really want to get into the meditation. I really am at my age right now, really looking for more like out of life. I just started doing Tai Chi. I'm really trying to connect like a lot of stuff, like physically, I can't really get out there and do the boxing workouts the way I used to. I still have a heavy bag in my garage, but as you get older, you're just talking about the broken ankle, arthritis, hitting things, you know what I mean? It's just getting harder.
Wrist, elbows.
It's getting harder to do. Yeah, it's getting hard. As much as I love it and it sits out there and I want to go out there and wail on it, it's getting hard. So I'm trying to find other ways, man. But not just from a physical standpoint. I want to connect a lot of the dots, like, mentally and spiritually as well, man. So yeah, I'm going to be tapping to you for some of that information here, man, as long as you don't mind.
Listen, first of
all, you might be my spiritual guru.
I'm kind of a rascal, buddy. If I can help to point you in the right direction, my friend, I think that it's a quest that we're all inherently on.
Yeah.
To whatever degree that we're aware of it or not. I think that the older we get, or the more that we experience tragedy and loss and the real ass shit of life, you know what I'm saying? The more that people come to these conclusions. And I think that this particular time in the era that we're in, man, I think a lot of people are vibrating that way. I hear a lot of people say the same thing, man. For me, it's changed my life. For me, it's the ultimate in anything that I've ever encountered, anything that I've ever read, anything that I've ever practiced. And if I can help you, my brother, I'm your ever well wisher. Chino Noir is the Ice Cream Man, ever well wisher, and I will send you anything that I got, which I got a lot.
Yeah.
And there's always resources. If you are a seeker, you will find what you seek.
Yeah. Yeah. Well said, man. Listen, I'm glad we got a chance to do this, man. Another great conversation in the books, man. And October 3rd, man, I'm excited. The public should be excited, man. Hold it up one more time, man. Rupa. Dropping October 3rd.
Saprizzle Mizzle, Rupa.
Yeah.
Coming at you hard, baby.
Man, I can't wait. I can't wait, man. Seriously, man. I'm excited, man. And I wish all the success. And, hey, listen, man, we're going to be in touch. We'll definitely get up and do this again soon.
Absolutely. Anytime, my friend.
Yeah. Good talking to you, my friend. We'll talk again soon, man.
All right, my brother. Be good, man.
Later, man. There he goes, folks. My boy, Mike Couls, a.k.a. Chino Noir, a.k.a. his own front man for his own band. I'm the front man for my band. He's the front man for Supreme Mystic. The album Rupa drops October 3rd. I'm excited, folks. Tap into this, man. I'm not even going to go through the genres again. This is just a nice blend of rock. Listen, man. What the hell did I call it the last time, man? the one I liked the most was Furious and Transcendental. It is heavy, it is powerful, but it is also poignantly beautiful, man. I mean, they have really put together something special here, man. Rupa drops October 3rd, and it really is. It really is. You could tell a labor of love. It's certainly been a journey in the making. He has certainly made an album here that is it's going to impact people, as he just got done saying at the shows. The message is being heard. The songs are impactful. Again, the singles that are out there right now are Supreme Mystic and Stealing Beauty, which is also a visualizer video for right now. And September 10th, which at the time of this recording, it is September 7th. This will be out by then, actually. But September 10th, Jewels on the Hood of a Serpent. And then October 1st, 2 days before the album drops, there'll be one more single dropping, Halo of Vultures. And as I mentioned earlier in the interview, I have gotten the privilege of having a sneak peek, i.e. a sneak listen, courtesy of Mike, who sent it over to me. And listen, I've heard the whole thing all the way through. It is awesome. And I don't just like to throw that term around. It's trite. We hear it all the time. Everyone who puts out an album, it's always the best thing they've ever done. But this really is truly a special project right here, man. And I'm not just blowing smoke because Mike is my boy, man, but listen, he's my boy. Staunch supporter of my podcast, man. Really, I'm happy and privileged to have gotten to meet him and know him, man. And he's put together a beautiful album here, man. I implore people to go out and check it out. October 3rd, Rupa, dropping everywhere, wherever the hell you get your music from. As he said, the physical product selling like hotcakes. So if you're into the vinyl thing, go to the websites that he mentioned, man. Cop yourself the vinyl, if that's your cup of tea. If not, it'll be streaming everywhere, man. Those singles, like I said, are already out there. Those videos are already out there, man. So go check it out, man. And listen, I'm excited, man. Tap in to the websites that he mentioned, the Instagram page. Watch for them on tour. Catch them if they're coming through your neck of the woods, man. And again, open your ears, open your minds, and go listen to Rupa October 3rd. That's another great conversation in the books with my boy, MIKE COULS. Let me pimp the podcast now. The pimp pan is feeling strong. If you got a podcast, you got to get it out there, man. So here we go. Make sure to tap into PodScum on Facebook. The Facebook page is Off the Couch Boxing and PodScum, both of my podcasts, one Facebook page. You'll get updates on new episodes when they're dropping and whatever big news I choose to post. If something's popping off big, either in the fight game or in the music world, I'm putting it up there, man. You will be informed. I keep you guys in the loop. And of course, if you're watching right now, like, subscribe, and smash that notification bell to stay tapped in to the most amazing and real conversations. We're all over the board with it. We take it all over, folks. Never know what direction the conversation is going, but the bottom line is we're bringing conversation back. It's a lost art, man, from a bygone era, man. People don't talk. People don't kick it no more, man. That's what we do here. So if you like what you hear, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, and make sure to get yourself tapped in. And, of course, listen to your boy Reckless Rex when he tells you also that you need to take it easy and keep it sleazy.